Welcome to CDH's YouTube channel. My name is Ko Fujimoto. Today I am going to talk about life insurance proceeds. Never assume your life insurance proceeds is tax-free in foreign countries. Let's get started. All right, so please take a look at this slide. Let me start discussing the U.S. tax treatment. Do beneficiaries pay taxes on life insurance? No. The answer is no. Typically, inherited life insurance money is not taxed as income. This is a very common treatment in the United States. It's so almost like a common sense. However, there are always exceptions. In some cases, a beneficiary may owe tax on the interest accrued. If an estate is named as a beneficiary, the person or people inheriting may have to pay estate taxes. But the point is, this Internal Revenue Code Section 101A1 dictates that in general, life insurance proceeds is not taxable. This image, I took it from this site, and I recommend you to read the very good summary done by Investopedia. I think it's a good information. So this is a U.S. Life insurance taxation common sense. It's a great tax, I think, for the U.S. government, U.S. people, U.S. insurance industries. So let's talk about the treatment in Japan. Note that the speaker, who is the speaker? Speaker is me. So I'm not the licensed Japanese tax accountant, but somebody has to compare two tax systems for cross-border individuals. So I gave this disclaimer first. So the first, let's say you live in Japan with a U.S. policy. Life insurance proceeds upon death. The money comes out. First question the tax authority asks you is the person who pays the premium and the person is covered under the policy the same? Let me give you an example because it's easier. I pay the premium and I am covered under the life insurance because I'm older. If I die, the money will come out. I pay the premium. A very common scenario. If this is the case under the Japanese tax law, next question is beneficiary. Beneficiary is typically who receives money. So beneficiary is legal heir. I presume the Japanese tax law dictates who is the legally authorized heir to receive inheritance versus legally unauthorized heir who receive inheritance. And that's, I think it's a statutory determination. If I take one step more, family ties, like blood relations, brother, sister, children, parents, grandparents, and also I think spousal, marriage relationship, I presume that it's legal heirs. But you gotta consult with a Japanese tax accountant. But if that is the case, if beneficiary is a legal heir, then unfortunately there will be inheritance tax in Japan with some exemption. The exemption is 5 million yen per the number per legal heir, meaning 5 million yen multiplied by the number of legal heir. 5 million yen is about today $33,000, $32,000, $34,000. It's not that much. So in general, if you have a policy of $1 million or $2 million, majority of your insurance proceeds will be taxed. If the answer is no, then there is no exemption. Entire amount of insurance proceeds would be taxed. Now, let's get to other example. If the person who pays a premium and is covered under the policy not the same, I'll give you an example. Let's say my son is paying the premium to the policy that I am covered, right? My son is paying, I am covered. Next question is the person who pays the premium, my son, and the beneficiary the same? So if this policy that I have, or I am covered, to be precise, I am covered, names my son as a beneficiary, then when the money goes to him, it's an income tax for him. The national and resident tax, it's almost like a federal and state tax in the US, except that the state side is flat, I think flat 10%. So the my son gets taxed in Japan as an income tax. If the answer is no, okay, in this case is, all right, my son is paying the premium, I am covered, my life is covered by the insurance, but the beneficiary is not my son. Beneficiary is my daughter. Okay, so the daughter, the beneficiary, and the person who pays the premium, my son, are not the same. In this case, if I die, if the money goes to my daughter, it's a gift taxes in Japan. So at any rate, one of these four cases, there are no cases where you pay or a person pays no taxes. Well, too bad. Well, please take a look at this website to find out more. One of our colleague in Japan gave me this site, and I think it's very informative and very helpful. So I translated the content and put up this presentation. If let's say if your spouse is a Japanese, she can or he can read the page for you, or you can use AI or Google Translator to get the content from this very wonderfully written summary. So let me give you an example here. Illustration. You have a life insurance. You purchased a life insurance in the United States, naming your son who lives in the US as a beneficiary. You ended up moving to Japan permanently, and at some point of time you pass away. Then, because you pass away, and then life insurance company will pay life insurance proceeds to your son. However, because you are a tax resident of Japan, and because of the tax rules that I explained, the Japanese government will pursue your son to pay Japan inheritance tax. So your original intent of giving your son tax-free money is now defeated. This is a summary that the case that I just explained. So the takeaway of this video is please consult with a Japanese qualified licensed tax accountant before you move. I think it's the same thing for if you go to Malaysia, Vietnam, Taiwan, China to live there, or maybe Portuguese, Spain, different country in Europe or other countries, same thing. Consult with a qualified licensed tax accountant before you move, because your life insurance proceeds may be taxed. And I'm not joking. I think I'm joking here. You must. I think it's relatively funny to say that if you want to pass away, if you die, you better die in the United States. Let me get back to the case in Japan. So the Japan, I think, there are more. I'm sure there are more intricate, detailed rules to capture a person like me. Okay, I am about to die in 1 month, so let me move back to U.S. and die, and then so that my beneficiary will not get taxed. I don't think that's possible, but please consult with each country's tax accountant before you make a move, right? Planning is most important in a cross-border lifestyle. This is a takeaway for you today. And this is our ending page, and the previous page was a disclaimer. Thank you very much for watching our video, and we have a 1 hour paid consultation session. Please take advantage of this wonderful opportunity to talk to us for 1 hour with lots of your questions. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.